Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and yesterday we went ahead and we reviewed First Blood and Rambo First Blood Part 2. Now today we're going to review the next two movies in the series, the third and the fourth one, which I'm just going to refer to them as that, because the titles for these movies suck, and, well, with that alone, that sets the tone for, well, what we're going to be doing, because these movies are, well, these next two are kind of trashy, if you know what I mean. Though the third one I actually do like quite a bit. I gotta admit, it's just popcorn fun. And, well, I got some mixed opinions with the fourth one, but it doesn't matter right now. Let's get into the details. So, let's start off with Rambo 3. Directed by Peter MacDonald, Rambo 3 was released on May 25th of 1988 and follows John Rambo a couple years after the events of the second movie, who was living peacefully in Thailand. Colonel Trautman comes up to him later in the movie and offers him the possibility to join Colonel Trautman on a mission into Afghanistan where they will take on Russian soldiers. When Rambo refuses, Colonel Trautman goes in anyways on his own and is unfortunately captured by the Russians. When Rambo finds this out, he uses the help of Afghani soldiers named the Mujahideen to help out and capture his old buddy back before it's too late and before they kill him. So, in some of my past videos, I've mentioned the idea of the third movie curse, which is basically just saying in a movie franchise, once a movie series hits the number 3 in any sequel or anything like that, it usually is either the worst in that series or it's the beginning of the downfall of that series. Like, people would say that Halloween 3 is the beginning of the downfall of the Halloween series, and that Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is the worst of the Mad Max series, and how Return of the Jedi is probably the worst of the original trilogy, and Matrix Revolutions is probably the worst out of the Matrix trilogy. Anyways, when it comes down to Rambo 3, I personally like it more than I do the second. The main reasons why I like the third one more than I do the second one is, well, first of all, we feel the camaraderie between Colonel Trautman and John Rambo. Throughout the past two movies, whenever John Rambo was given a sidekick or someone like that, it was just kind of played up for either a laugh or either played up for kind of as a romantic lead, but they usually never went anywhere. Given the fact that we know Colonel Trautman and Rambo actually have a past, we actually want to see Colonel Trautman come back, and therefore it makes the movie more engaging. And speaking about engaging, let's talk about the brutality in this movie. There's a part where Rambo gets shot, and in order to cauterize the wound, what happens is Rambo takes a shotgun shell and empties out all the gunpowder. He then stuffs the gunpowder into his bullet wound, and then takes a match and lights it up to cauterize it. But even though we got into the good stuff and how we like the camaraderie and that it's kind of brutal and it has the action, let's talk about the one thing I don't like about this movie, which is the same complaint I have with the second one and even the fourth one. It's way too predictable. Like, we all knew that Rambo was going to eventually go ahead and go to Afghanistan. We all knew that Colonel Trautman was going to get rescued and be safe again. This movie is extremely predictable. So, bad things aside, I do not mind this movie. As a matter of fact, it's a great movie. I personally enjoy it every time I watch it, and given the fact that I like it more than the second one, I'm going to give Rambo 3 a 8 out of 10. And so remember how I was just talking and how one of the things I actually liked about the Rambo 3 was the brutality. Now, brutal? That's the only word I can use to describe the fourth Rambo movie, called Rambo. Directed by and starring Sylvester Stallone as the title character, Rambo was released on January 26th of 2008 and follows John Rambo, who has given up a life of violence and decides to help out one of his friends named Sarah, and decides to help out her friends as well to get to this place called Burma. But when they arrive, they are attacked by the Burmese army and are taken hostage. And once Rambo figures this out, he decides to return to a life of violence to help them out and rescue his friends before they are killed. So, in the third movie, we got a little bit of brutality. We had obviously, the gunpowder going into the bullet wound, and then used that to cauterize it. Well, nothing, and I mean nothing, tops Rambo 4 when it comes down to its brutality. And I'm not kidding, we get shot after shot of heads exploding, bullets just flying everywhere, blood just splattering, guts flying. It's insane, and it completely took me off guard. And that's my biggest issue with this movie is that it is not different, but yet it is so tonally different. What I mean by what I just said is that all the stuff I just showed you wouldn't be in any of the other movies because this movie is so tonally different. But that doesn't mean that this is a bad movie. I'm going to give Rambo a 7 out of 10. Well, thank you for watching the video. With Rambo 3, it's a good movie. You can just watch it and have a little bit of fun with it. It's a fun movie. You'll like it. With Rambo, the fourth movie, or just Rambo, it's fine, though tonally different. It's just a fine movie. The only problem is that if you are expecting something like the other movies, then you will be kind of taken off guard like I was when you watched this movie because of all the gore, plus the actual amount of swearing, and it's very different. Now, tomorrow... Oh, God. Tomorrow's when we just... No. Tomorrow we are going to be looking at Star Wars Episode 1 and Star Wars Episode 2. Oh, kill me now. Whatever. I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys have a good day, evening, night, whenever the heck you're watching this, and I'll see you next time.